It's now mute.
All right, so welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals for the Town of Webster. Today, October 14th, 2025. If there's anybody who's going to... What? Hold on. We got a recording error, Josh? Sorry.
Thanks.
Please hold. We're having technical difficulties. All right. All right. If anybody's going to speak publicly, you'll be limited to 5 minutes. We have a short agenda for today, so I don't suspect that we'll go anywhere near. We better not go anywhere near 10 o'clock, but if we do, the board has the right to postpone anybody after 10 o'clock to the next zoning board meeting. We have a total of 3 items. Have the agenda here somewhere.
Yes.
We have 1 table matter and 2 scheduled matters and 1 administrative matter, so a total of 4 matters today. Here is the proof of publication for all items. Do a call for attendance. Let's see. John Accorso.
Here.
Anthony Muskrat.
Here.
Chris Santola.
Here.
Adam Prescott. Nope. James Spampanato.
Here.
Sorry, butchered that for you.
Yes, it's all right.
Kyle Taylor.
Here.
Michael Short, here. Let's see. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First item that we have on our agenda is our table matter, VIP Motorsports.
VIP Motorsports located at 1186 Ridge Road. Applicant Enzo Aquino, representing agent Christina Aquino, located in the MC Medium Intensity Commercial District, are requesting a use variance to allow auto sales to existing vehicle service business.
Good evening, Al LaRue, McMahon LaRue Associates. The owner, Christina Aquino, is here tonight also to answer any questions like we did last time. Since our last meeting, the owners provided financial information for 3 properties that validates the need for sales to make the property viable. And I hope you've had a chance to take a look at that. A bit of bad news, the present tenant, Manny, wasn't able to make it, so that the property is now available again. So I think that underscores the need for sales also. So with that, I'll turn it over for any questions you might have. And again, Chris can answer any questions regarding the ownership.
Any questions from the board that anybody may have. I did have an opportunity to take a look at the documents that were sent over. I appreciate you putting together the additional information. If the board has any questions, otherwise I definitely do. No? So there are 4 items that, and we have to meet all 4 items, right? It's, there's the financial aspect, which is one of the components that, you know, you put together some documentation for, whether this is self-created, if it's a unique hardship, and does it alter the neighborhood. You know, for me, I think I look at the location. I don't personally see it altering the neighborhood significantly. Unique hardship because of what is there. It's a unique location. It definitely is a unique hardship. However, one of the things that I question, and I questioned even the last time, was the MC district allows, I'm looking at right now, 25, 26 different types of businesses. We've only been talking about one business type here, and that is the automotive business. So for me, I'm struggling to see how a use variance is necessary when not having the, you know, having the owner attempt to utilize the space for any of the other 25 different types of uses. I understand that the owner has provided and made updates to the particular facility with lifts, doors, et cetera, to make it a viable automotive repair shop. But I'm still struggling to see, you know, how this is not self-created. The other component, and if I'm doing my math correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, as I look at the expenses that you provided in the first go-around on page 10 of your document, it looks like your total annual expenses is around $12,000, exactly $12,127.83. Those are your annual expenses, where you're averaging, when you have a tenant, on an annual basis, around $65,000. So that's a profit of roughly $53,000 that you're realizing. So I mean, I am personally struggling with how there is a financial hardship on this property that would warrant a use variance. I understand the use variance would make this property more attractive and appealing, but there are 4 criteria that we need to meet, and those 4 criteria are, you know, lack of return on any of the businesses that are viable. It's a unique hardship. Does it alter the neighborhood? And self-created.
Well, may I counter that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when we talk about self-created, okay, we're not talking about, the essence of that is, when you bought the property, did you know that you could use it for car sales? And the answer is unequivocally yes. For 70 years, there have been car sales there. That's in the proof, all right? And that's evidenced by our permission granted by the town of Webster in 2016 to sell cars again. And from the New York State Department of Finance, our sales tax records, $300,000 that we demonstrated in a snapshot between 2016 and 2017 to allow a potential tenant to survive. Now, I've got my 5th tenant leaving, and you're going to tell me it's not a hardship? This is an exclusively iconic car location. You know, to assume, after we demonstrated $900,000 of investments, including the purchase price of the property, how we cleaned up that property for this town, how it was a dump yard, junkyard, what have you, and we gentrified it, all right, and to say that now we should turn it into a laundromat? You want me to go take everything out of the ground and create a new building and make a laundromat or make a restaurant. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I think that we met every element of proof that you requested, and then some. You know, we purchased this property, you know, and that actually gets to the heart of what a use variance is. A use variance contemplates that when you bought the property, the use was permitted.
Which it was
And
not.
then at a subsequent point, it was outlawed.
Which
So then
the
it would
use
have
was
to
not,
permit
ma'am,
you-
ma'am,
Well,
the use was
I-
not permitted by our code at that point in time, when it was
It was
purchased.
never been unpermitted.
It
It's
has
not-
always been
To this day,
unpermitted.
it's not
It's
prohibited.
not permitted to this day.
Your list that you rely on, that's not an exclusive
Yes,
list.
it is.
It is not.
It is.
It says, here are the things that are they're examples. It really, it's incredible that after demonstrating over 70 years' worth of sales at that location from the New York State DMV, licensed sales, that somehow you're going to say that it's not permitted after your own town people signed and exceeded permission when we asked for it. We've never done anything that we're not supposed to do. We always ask for permission. You granted it, you're bound by that. It hasn't been outlawed. It never has been, and that's the problem.
I'm going to read the code for you. Permitted uses shall include.
Shall include,
Those are the permitted uses.
not must, shall.
Those are the uses allowed, ma'am. So
It's not an exclusive list, and it doesn't
if
matter
that's the
anyway.
case, then you can
If
do
I may,
whatever you want for that property, right? I mean, by
So
by
you
your
want-
by your logic.
You want us to go and spend another $500,000 and turn it into something that hasn't been used for? You already admitted in your opening statement that it's an iconic, unique property. And then you want to turn that around and tell us that, create
may.
another hardship for us so that we have to spend more money?
The board's not asking you to convert the use. What they're simply saying is that one of the elements of a use variance requires that you demonstrate there's no reasonable rate of return for any of the permitted uses. So that would
Which-
require competent evidence that these other uses that you're highlighting,
Yeah.
there's no reasonable rate of return.
Which
That's what
is,
the board
which
is
is
stating.
borne out by the uniqueness of the property per se. It's a car place. You can't turn a car place.
Use variance standard requires dollars and cents proof of that fact.
The investment you did was during, when you could have sales. You made the
Well,
investment.
no, I mean, when we bought, again, I'm going to just state this for the record, because this will go up to an Article 78, for sure. And just to say quite clearly that when we bought the property, I had no idea, no envisionment that car sales were not permitted there. The guy who had the property for 50 years was doing it there. The subsequent person who came in there had their dealer bond there. My husband went in there, asked permission from the town, granted. We sold cars there for 3 years. And now to come back in, I think you guys need more proof than,
Well,
you need a statute that says we prohibit car sales.
So, ma'am,
And the may I please, the two examples that I gave you are in the MC district. They were our property, 941 Ridge Road. The leases that I gave you, those were our tenants. We were in the MC district selling cars as well at 941 Ridge Road. It's 2 miles away.
So the other, I'll ask the board if they have any other questions.
Yeah,
Yep, go on.
regarding 941, because they've come to us, right, Mike?
Hmm?
Okay. Their lease is set up lease to own, meaning they would lease to purchase.
Who?
Is your lease
Who?
You're
What do you-
comparable, 941.
We owned that building.
No, currently, right now.
Current-
You're using that as the example. I'm going off of present day, not past.
I'm not, my leases are from 10 years ago. The leases are from 10, look at the, I
But the
gave,
current one is like, you don't own 941 anymore. is
no,
what
we
I'm at.
don't, but we
Okay.
had 2 leases where and I gave you proof of the dealer and the repair shop licenses from the state of New York. That's what this board requested of us.
But I'm looking at it now, is 941 is going to be a lease to own under new ownership, whole 9 yards. Is your lease going to be similar to something like that?
I have no idea what you're asking me. This board asked me to demonstrate a shop like our shop where you did repairs and you sold. Tell us what they were paying in rent to demonstrate that our rents are lower, and I did that. We're getting 50, I haven't been able to raise the rent since 2008, over $100. I've been getting the same $5,300 since 2008.
So, and I appreciate that. Actually, the dates that she's providing
Yeah, I
are
know.
from 10 years ago.
10 years
Yep.
ago, that's, but I'm looking at it from present day
Yep,
too.
understood.
And we
So,
sold
so we're going
941.
back, we're going back to, I go back to even the fact that there is, based on the documents you provided me, there's a $53,000 annual profit based on annual expenditures as well as annual income on that particular property.
That
So-
might very well be, but there's no ROI. We showed you negative 9.1 ROI. That's, my 53,000, so what? You could be a major corporation, and if one of your properties gives you 53,000, you might go bankrupt. I mean, it doesn't mean it's nothing for nothing. Come on,
Thank you.
doesn't mean anything.
Anything, any other comments from the board? No? Does anybody from the public want to speak for or against this project? No? I'll take it back to the board. Any other comments from the board? Does anybody want to make a motion for this property, for this use variance? No? All right. I am going to make a motion to deny the use variance to allow motor vehicle sales at 1186 Ridge Road on a, on a 1.35 acre parcel having SBL 080.09-3-7, located in the MC Medium Intensity Commercial District under sections 350-18, 350-70, and 350-101 of the Code of Town of Webster. Do I need to?
As part of, if that is going to be your motion,
Yep.
you would need to address any of the 4 criteria that you believe have not been met.
Okay.
Because all 4 are required to be demonstrated to grant a use variance. You don't have to demonstrate in the alternative, all 4 have not been met, just any of them that
Any of them
you find.
that are
But you
not.
will need to put those on the record as well.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. So of the 4 use variances, we have a self-created where the owner, the property has always maintained the current MC designation and has always maintained the uses of the zoning code since purchase of the property. So the owner should have, if not was aware of the said uses. The owner had provided renovations to the property to create an automotive repair shop. So that ends up becoming a hardship as the owner is not willing to utilize the property for one of the other 25 other uses on the property. Yeah. Does anybody else have any other comments or?
You may wish to address if, in the board's opinion, they have not met the criteria to demonstrate
Financial?
the financial reasonable rate of return for the permitted uses.
Yep.
In fact, I'd go through all 4, just this way it's on the record.
Yep.
It means only going to be another couple minutes.
That's fine. So that was
Self-created.
self-created. The applicant cannot realize reasonable return as shown by competent financial evidence. The evidence provided does identify both for the property, both the income and expenses with an annual income of $53,000 when tenants are there. No additional, the applicant has provided information for an automotive repair and sales use only, and has not demonstrated any other reasons the property would not have a reasonable return on investment for any of the other 25 uses provided within the documentations that the applicant has provided. The property is a unique property located just outside the village of Webster, just inside the town of Webster. It is a unique property, has been utilized for automotive repairs extensively for an extensive period of time. So it is a unique property with a unique hardship in that particular location. And due to the location, the change would not affect the essential character of the surrounding neighborhood. That hits all 4 topics, as far as I can tell. Any other comments or points the board wants to make? No? Okay, anything else I gotta touch on? No? All right. Let's see. So don't need to do seeker. Findings we've done, there are no conditions. All right, I made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Michael Short, aye. James Spampinato, sorry.
Aye.
Chris Santola,
I,
Anthony,
Aye.
let's see, John Corso,
Right.
what was that?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Your request for use variance has been denied. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a garage addition located at 523 Lake Road.
Property address 523 Lake Road, applicants Matthew and Darla Lacy, located in R1 Single Family Residential District, are requesting a 32.3 front setback where 65 feet is required with the construction of a 720 square foot attached garage addition.
Good evening, Darla Lacy, here with my husband, Matt Lacy.
can you speak into the mic,
Into the mic?
please?
All right, we are looking to attach a garage to the existing house. Currently, the existing house location is a nonconformance as well from the setback. We're a corner lot, so the setback on the side would be 65 feet. We're looking at attaching the garage in line with the house, which will come out to about 32 feet of the setback. The garage will be bumped out about 4 feet past where the existing house is. The intent there is to break up the roof line and then also add a door for entrance into the garage. Trying to make the garage blend with the house. It's already a long roof line, so we're thinking bumping it just that little bit will help make it look like it belongs there. Currently, this will be off of MacArthur Road. There are 4 driveways off of MacArthur. 3 of the 4 houses, the properties are already non-conforming, so we don't think this will have any negative impact on the area. Any questions?
Only being pushed out 4 feet?
From where the current house is, yes, just mostly so that there's a man door on the side to get in.
Okay. Looking at the graphics, it felt like more.
Okay.
I was trying to understand how far it was being pulled out. So the existing, I don't know what, can you go back 2 slides now? Oh, no,
All right.
one more. Stop. The one in the hatch, the diagonal hatch, that is being, am I looking at, is that being removed?
No, currently the house has off of the back a 1-story, we're really not sure what it originally was, but a 1-story building part of the house. So we're attaching this to what's already existing there.
Okay,
You can see it a little bit if you go upper right there. There's that house, that's where it's,
Okay.
attached right there.
I was looking at some other documents, I was getting a little confused. So, looking at your house, I was there earlier tonight, that I'm gonna call a little addition off on the right side of the house, that is staying.
Yes.
Correct.
Gotcha, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because the garage is,
Yeah,
Did I
there was
get-
another graphic I was looking at, it looked like it was being removed. Does the board have any questions? Have you talked to any of your neighbors?
No, we have not.
Okay. And the reason it's being pushed forward 4 feet is to have a man door into the garage itself from the front, is that correct?
That's correct.
I have one question. It, based on the graphic, I mean, it looks, architecturally, it looks very nice. But is it, is there a use above the garage? Because it looks high enough for another room.
Yeah, the intent is eventually we'll be able to finish that once we get through the hurdle of actually creating the structure. So down the road, we're thinking about possibly having a home workshop or a gym up there, but for right now, it'll just be unfinished space.
Electrical, plumbing, anything?
There will be electrical, no plumbing.
Will be accessible from the main structure, you have to enter the garage to use the second floor.
You have to access it from the garage. There'll be a staircase inside.
Okay, so you'd have to leave the house, enter the garage to access anything you do up there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Anybody from the public want to speak for or against this project? Nope. Okay. Let's bring it back to the board. Any additional questions from the board? No? Okay. Yep. All right. I'd like to make a motion for a type 2 action under seeker pursuant to NYCRR, section 617.5 of the Environmental Code. I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Findings?
Yeah, you want to do the findings?
Sure.
Chris?
The project as presented will not impact the essential character of the neighborhood. The houses that are close to them have similar existing setbacks, and it appears that the architecturals, the garage will be very similar to the house, the existing house as it is. The area where the garage needs to be makes sense, and then it does make sense that you would want a man door from the front of from the house to access it, so the only way to get that would be the variance that they've requested. The variance they're asking for is not significant, especially when you consider the existing house is already pre-existing non-conforming as far as the front setback. The proposed project would not have, would have very limited or no potential impacts on the physical or existing environmental conditions of not only the site but the neighborhood. And the project is not really self-created in that the only way to get the garage they need to work with what they have is where it's located, because the rest of the area behind the house isn't necessarily useful for garage location.
Anybody else want to add anything?
Sir?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I will add is that all of the setback, the entire existing house, minus, I think, the rear porch is outside of the existing setback, so it is complete existing non-conforming. The setbacks on both the east and south side are of similar setbacks as well. So with that, you want to make a motion, Chris? Yeah.
Sure. Make a motion that we approve the garage addition located at 523 Lake Road, to approve an area variance to allow a front setback of 32.3 feet where 60 feet is required, associated with the construction of a 720 square foot attached garage addition on a 0.64 acre parcel having SBL number 048.19-2-69, located in the R1 Single Family Residential District under Section 350-10 and Section 350-95 of the Code of the Town of Webster.
Second.
All right.
Second it? Second.
So, yep, Chris Santola,
Aye.
Anthony Muscaret,
Aye.
John Corso,
Aye.
Adam Prescott, James Spampanato. Did I get it?
Aye, you're there.
Michael Short, aye. You have your area variance, you still have to get a building permit. You have 1 year of, for substantial completion. So, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Next up, Vision Mitsubishi.
Located at 765 Ridge Road. Applicant Robert Sanders Consulting, representing agent Andrew Spencer from BME Associates. This property is located in the MC Medium Intensity Commercial District. Their request is to allow a front buffer of 42 feet where 50 feet is required, and a side buffer of 3 feet where 20 feet is required, with the proposal of the construction of an approximately 1,200 square foot service entry building addition.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Spencer with BME Associates, here representing Vision Mitsubishi. I do have representation from Vision Mitsubishi as well, if I cannot answer some of the questions the board may have. But what we are looking at is the proposal of that 1,200 square foot building addition for a interior service drop-off location at this existing car dealership at 765 Ridge Road. This dealership has been here for many, many, many years and under different names and different manufacturers. The site is located to the south of Ridge Road right here to the north. Please note the southern portion of the site is encumbered by a New York State DEC wetland, along with a 100-foot buffer. And that takes about 1.3 acres of the site and makes that unusable for any type of development. Please also note that there is a zoning limit line here between the medium intensity commercial and the low to medium residential district. We were in front of the planning board a few months ago with the proposal at that time to have parking that expanded back and reduce the impact to the buffers of the side. However, that would require a town board approval and a special permit to allow for parking within that low to medium density residential. So we have revised the plan, and the site plan that you see in front of you today takes all of the parking out of that residential district. What we are looking for is a reduction of the side setbacks to approximately 3.3 feet, and that exists on the eastern portion of the site. And on the western portion of the site, we have a buffer of approximately 14 feet to the south and 15 feet to the north. The front buffer reduction from 50 feet to that 43 feet is really to allow for a more regular parking layout in the front yard. Right now, existing today, there is angled parking at the front. The parking does meet that 50-foot buffer. But what we'd like to propose is to have a standard perpendicular style parking at that front row. And to allow for a 25-foot wide access aisle along that frontage space. Right now, to the south of the existing building, there are portions of the parking area that are gravel. And what is being proposed is paving that entire site in asphalt. And that will decrease some of the environmental concerns, if you will, with dust coming up off of that gravel, siltation that during rainfall events, the siltation going into the wetland. And it will clean up the site. Any of the gravel areas will be removed and it will become under pavement. We did provide the board with our assessment of the 5 5 conditions that the board must take a look at. I can go through each one of those if necessary, but we did provide I think, a pretty extensive explanation of why we feel this variance should be approved. I do also, however, want to direct the board to, there were 2 exhibits that were provided in your packet. And they are, it is an exhibit showing other properties in the generalized area, which also have reduced setbacks, some of which have 0-foot setbacks, front setbacks ranging from 28 feet, 11-foot front buffer area. These are sites to the east of this particular site, and to the west we have very, very similar conditions where we have 0-foot buffers on sides. We have front buffers of 27 feet, front buffers of 20 feet, front buffers of 10 feet. So we feel that this is in keeping with the general area of, general condition of the area and will not cause any change to the character of the neighborhood. With that, I give it back to the board for any questions.
Thank you. Board have any questions?
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time with the addition being on the side as opposed to the rear. I know you said you can't go back, but as I look at it, you're losing spaces along the side because you're putting the addition there. So if you lost an equal number of spaces in the back because you put the addition in the back, you wouldn't need the setback. So can you go on, give me any more detail or any more reason why I should think that this is good?
Sure, I can. Let's say you are bringing your vehicle in for service to an establishment you've never been to before. You're going to Vision Mitsubishi up on Ridge Road, and you need to get to the service department. Okay? This would be visible from the road. There will be a sign that says service entry, and you will have direct access into that building addition to drop off your vehicle in the interior of the space and then go back out to somebody that hopefully is either following you or you're waiting in the waiting room. It's put on the side of the structure as well because the portion to the rear is the service bay themselves. And from an interior perspective, I don't have the building plan in front of me to show you, but the routing of how we get vehicles from that service drop-off to go back outside to come back into the rear bay doors, which then enter into the service bay itself. And putting and positioning this structure on the side of the building allows for direct access to the visitor area within the building, the customer service area in the building, and the showroom. Okay. Putting it on the rear, then you're putting people out into the work zone itself.
Thank you.
Other questions from the board?
Got a couple that have almost nothing to do with the application, but do you have access agreements with your neighbor to the west? Because it wouldn't even come up if you didn't include the turning plan that you have. I'm just curious.
That the access, it may not be in writing right now, but we will be facilitating an access agreement between those two
Okay,
properties.
well, no, because, like I said, it wouldn't even come up if you hadn't submitted the plan that says you're using it for truck access. So if you didn't get that, would that change anything in your design?
No, it would not change
Okay.
anything on the design, because we can get truck maneuvering to occur in the rear,
No,
in
just-
the rear parking area.
Just asking, because,
But to your point, the idea is to get vehicles off of Ridge Road onto the site so that they can unload on the site, make their maneuvers on site, and what would alleviate some of that is getting that access, cross-access easement between those properties.
thank you, I appreciate that. That, and although the parking up front doesn't appear to be any visually closer than it is now, would you consider adding additional buffer between the parking and the right-of-way line?
Buffer as,
Landscape,
buffer in the form of
Right.
some form of landscape? Is that something? The front to the roadway, if we were to provide for maybe some low shrubs or decorative shrubs, ornamental grasses, things like that.
That's what they should have now, so.
just, well, I'm saying, just, it's a
Yeah,
little light.
Our client is amenable to putting up some landscaping.
I mean, I acknowledge that you have stuff out there, but as a landscape architect, you want to see more go in, so.
The exhibits that you provided with the other properties buffers, those dimensions came from where? Were they, Josh, did we provide those? And those are area variances that have been provided, or?
I believe they prepared this exhibit on just measuring using aerial photography. We have not gone through to check how those buffers came to be.
Okay, the only reason I ask that is, I understand they're there, I'm not disputing that, but are those variances that have been provided by the town, or like so many other variances the landowners have taken without asking because it's a pre-existing or whatnot?
Right. Well, I think it's also important to note that the north side of Ridge Road is a different zoning district and has different regulations.
Regulations.
However,
Thank
it has the same buffer requirements. The 50-foot front buffer and the 20-foot side buffer is the exact same within that district as well as the medium-intensity commercial district. There's no difference of that buffer criteria.
Did you and/or your client look at, instead of the 14 feet being on the west side, the 14 feet being on the east side, further away from the housing?
The proposed parking on the south end of the property is consistent with what exists today.
Understood, but you are going to be doing a lot of construction, you're going to be putting gravel down, and you're going to be paving that, per your comment, right? So
Correct.
instead of me having a 14-foot buffer on on the west side, having that 14-foot buffer on the east side, has that been considered? Again, the intent is moving it still further. I mean, granted, I understand that there's woods and forest between this property and the housing, but was that considered? And if so, what was the reason that it was, the east and west offsets were placed?
It was not considered because we actually took a look at what was existing today. And we're
Okay.
taking the existing gravel area and literally putting it into pavement. We did not look at shifting anything further to leave the buffers, in essence, similar on both sides. We could potentially move the eastern side and this eastern portion of the parking. Could that be shifted over by a few feet? Potentially, yes.
So-
We did not go into great detail in looking at that.
And I apologize for cutting you off. So the graphic that we have up on the screen here, it looks like the cars are parked actually outside of where the pavement is. So I'm assuming, again, I've been on the property before. I understand kind of what's back there. Once you put lines, it's hard to understand where everything is, but it looks like the cars are outside of where the parking is shown, which I would assume is where gravel also is, and I could be wrong, but
The proposal is to remove those vehicles. The proposal is to
Sure.
just have the parking area where you see that little bit more of a dense gray area. And I
Okay.
think you can see in this exhibit, you can see the vehicles underneath that exist today.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking about the vehicles on the west side, where the cursor is up on the screen. Those vehicles, again, I'm just making an assumption that that area has gravel. I'm getting back to, can the whole parking lot shift essentially 10 feet to the west?
And I think the answer to that is yes.
Okay.
If that would be a condition that the zoning board would put on for granting of this variance, we
Okay.
can definitely take a look at shifting that further away from the residential.
Thank
That's
you.
what- I believe
That
that's
is
you're
what I'm
concerned
asking,
with. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And the last question I have, the drive access to the rear of the building is currently showing 25 feet. 20 feet is more of a residential neighborhood roadway. What was the reason for 25 feet versus a 20-foot roadway?
More than anything, it was the interior movements of any type of emergency vehicle that is to get to the rear of that property, as well as any car carriers that come through. We need a little bit of width in that area to allow for trucks to make turns, for the emergency vehicles to make those turns. And it will be signed as a fire lane only in this area. So there will be no parking in this zone here. But that's the major reason for that width, is the turning movements of vehicles.
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback off that. Your entrance to get into the property, will that be widening at all, or is that gonna stay the same?
There is no intent of doing anything for the existing entrance point.
Okay.
Other questions from the board? No? Anybody from the public want to speak for or against? Come on up.
Good evening. Pat Matroniano, 746 Eastwood Circle, and I'm part of the residents that are just south of the LMR zone. So I just had a question on clarification from what the gentleman said. We were involved with the planning board, and we were involved a little bit with the original proposal, and we realized that they have rescinded the part of the proposal that would extend into the LMR zone to the south. But the statement he made, he said, if they wanted to go to the south, they would have to go to, I believe it was the town board or the town to do that. So my question is, at this point, can you verify that there is no intention whatsoever for this gentleman or the owner to go to the town board after this has all been either accepted or denied and try to extend into that? This is something they may want to know as well. Can you verify that there's no intention whatsoever to go to the town board to extend into the LMR zone?
Yeah, the questions need to be directed to the board.
Okay.
So,
Can he verify that? That would be important to the residents to the south, because this was a contention at the planning board, and I think this board would like to know that as well.
I appreciate it, thank you. Piggybacking off of that, can you confirm that there is, at this point, no intent of expanding south of the identified pavement plan?
That is correct. We do not intend on crossing that zoning limit line.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to, was there anybody else that wants to speak for or against this proposal? Nope. Back to the board. Any other questions or comments from the board? No? What I heard you say earlier is that you and your client would be amenable to moving the, essentially the rear parking lot to the west 10 feet, is what I had heard. I just want to confirm that before we move forward.
Yes, we can shift that parking lot. The 10 feet, but we're still going to be looking at, if we take 10 feet off of the west side, we're still be looking at a plus or minus 4-foot buffer on the west side.
Yes, it'd be a 4-foot buffer on the west
West.
side.
You just
It'd be a
switch it.
14-foot
Yeah.
buffer on the,
West.
or 13 feet on the east side.
Okay.
Yep,
Yes, we would take a look at that, and yes, we would do that.
okay, thank you. All right. If there's no other questions from the board, I'd like to make a motion for a type 2 action under seeker pursuant to NYCRR, Section 617.5 of the Environmental Code.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Findings.
Findings, yeah.
Unless you want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine, I got it. This request is not out of character for the neighborhood as the applicant has demonstrated. Properties both on the north and south side of Ridge Road have all very similar offsets for their properties. They're all, all similar type of businesses, so not out of character for Ridge Road. It's not going to create a detriment to nearby properties. The applicant is going to provide proper stormwater retention for the building per his application. Yep. Thank you. Benefit is not achievable by any other method, really, to provide a hardscape for the cars as well as a visible entrance, customer entrance for their vehicles. The only location for the addition, which is causing all the offsets, is the location that is identified. The request is not substantial because a lot of the surrounding properties are of very similar offsets. There is not going to be any adverse physical or environmental impacts to the site or the neighborhood. The spaces already exist. The parking is already being utilized as gravel in some instances. There is some additional offset of green space being taken back for the car usage, which really actually provides a benefit to patrons of the property for use for vehicle driving on the property. Due to the width of the property and the pre-existing condition or location of the building, this really is not a self-created problem, as this to continue to enhance their business and meet current standards of interior customer drop-off. The applicant needs to provide similar service to be able to maintain business. So it's really not a self-created issue. It's not an undesirable change. Again, very similar throughout the area. The request is not significant in that most of the other properties have similar. Anybody else want to add anything?
Do you want to put in that part that you want to move the parking lot to 10 feet?
That's not findings.
That's not the findings. but-
That'll be in the,
Next section.
Yeah,
the next,
in the motion.
in the motion, sorry.
Yep. Any other findings from anybody? Nope. All right. I'd like to make a motion for an area variance located at 765 Ridge Road to allow a front buffer of 42 feet where 50 feet is required, and a side buffer on, a side buffer on the west side of 13 feet where 20 feet is required, and a side buffer on the west, hold on, I'm gonna.
East side.
Yeah,
East side
of 4.
of 4, no, I'm saying it's backwards.
Yeah.
Nope. A side buffer on the west side of 4 feet where 20 feet is required, and a buffer of 13 feet on the east side where 20 feet is required, associated with the construction of a 1,200 square foot service entry building addition and parking lot expansion on 3.1 acre parcel having SBL 079.17-1-22, located in MC Medium Intensity Commercial District under Section 350-18 of the Code of the Town of Webster. And you want to, you were talking about some additional
Just
green.
he's agreed to put in some additional landscape buffer plantings along the front to beef up that.
The existing
to-
landscaping.
Right. I'd leave it as loose as possible to give them the ability
Sounds good.
to actually design it.
Okay,
Second,
okay. Let's see. John Accorso,
Aye.
Anthony Muscarat,
Aye.
Chris Santola,
aye.
James Spampanato,
Aye.
Michael Short, aye. You have your variance. You have 12 months to have substantial completion. I'm assuming you will need a building permit to get all done. And I believe we had already provided the other components, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
You
appreciate
guys
it.
have a good night.
Thank you.
We have one last item, an administrative item on our agenda, 747 Herman Road.
So this is the 6-month review of the special use permit for
Oh.
747 Herman Road for the chickens. Applicant is Mary Zindel. And provided to the board was a letter from the Town of Webster Code Enforcement Officer, Justo Santiago, went out to the property to look at it, and provided a letter based on his findings, so.
Hello,
Hi,
how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Can you remind me how many chickens?
Yes, I have 7.
7? All hens?
Yes, yes.
No intention of having roosters?
No.
Okay. Any intention of growing your hen population?
No,
No. Okay,
I have enough eggs.
very good. Any issues that you've noticed so far?
No,
Good.
no different.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
No?
No? We can go longer than 6 months, yes? Okay. Is board okay with going 1 year?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because it is a special use variance, we have to put a time limit to it, 1 year from now, to come back for hopefully another extension.
Excellent, thank you so much.
All right, so we have to vote on that, don't we? I don't even know, where is it? I guess we are doing I make a motion for a 1-year extension for a special use permit to keep 7 chickens at 747 Herman Road, chickens being hens only.
second,
Second.
Okay. Okay. John Accorso,
Aye.
Anthony Muscarat,
Aye.
Chris Santola,
aye.
James Spampanato. Sorry, I butchered it that time. Michael Short, aye. You have your extension.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
You're all right, man.
One for four.
There's no stop button on that, okay?
One
Since
for
it
four is
didn't
not bad in
start.
the name.
Right. And that concludes our board meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Mr.